Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Welcome in high school football here live on Chagrin Valley Conference TV. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford with you on the call as always. Act 2 this week of our doubleheader of high school football here in the great state of Ohio and in the CVC. Tonight's matchup going to be the home Harvey Red Raiders taking on the visiting Geneva Eagles. Talk first, AA, about Geneva coming into this game. The road team at 1-0, coming off a 27-7 win over University School last week. One of the favorites to win the CVC Lake Division. Great season last year, double-digit wins, won a playoff game. A lot of expectations for Coach Shimsky's group.
Yes, it is. And, again, welcome to Painesville. And it should be a wonderful contest, and you're right about Geneva. They're going to run the football. They have a lot of skill guys that could dictate pace, and that's something we saw last year in a few of their contests that we've had on CVC TV. Their ability to dictate pace and to be able to control the football game on the ground, they're really good, and we expect that to continue here tonight.
We talked last year when we covered Geneva about really the youth of the team and having a lot of underclassmen being able to step up and play some big roles. And I'll tell you what, now only one sophomore in the starting lineup across both the offense and defense. This team is veteran, they're experienced. There's 10 seniors starting across both the offense and defense for the Eagles and Coach Shimsky. It's going to be fun to watch this experienced group now as they continue to march forward on the season. Well, we can talk a little bit about the Harvey Red Raiders, too, the home squad. 0-1, tough loss last week here at home to Rocky River, a good team out of Northeast Ohio, but been consistent, about 500 football the past few years in a row. There's definitely some talents on this sideline for Harvey AA. Now it's about harnessing it and trying to get above that 500 mark.
Yeah, and that's something that they're trying to do and trying to accomplish and really get things going. The first thing, I show up here, and the first thing, their staff and whatnot, they're like, look, we've been 5-5 for the last 3 years, and we are trying hard to get out of that, to try to get out of that 5-5 situation. And I'll tell you what, you made a good point. They pretty much load their schedule up early in the season traditionally, so if they can win here tonight in front of their home fans against a tough team like Geneva, you got something special going here.
Trying to build off of it, coming off that tough loss to River last week. And it's been a minute since these two teams have faced each other. All the way back in the 2020-21 season is the last time we saw Harvey take on Geneva. It actually happened twice that year, of course. We know about COVID-19 and all the wonderful things that came out of that situation. But nevertheless, in Harvey, losing both those matchups to Geneva that year, both considerable wins for the Eagles. Going to see if they can change their fortunes tonight here at home in beautiful Painesville, Ohio. 83 degrees, cloudy skies as we near kickoff. And if you're wondering why, hey, it's 7:29 right now, why are you guys kicking off a half hour late? It was warm today in Northeast Ohio.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, and they wanted some time. So let things cool down a bit, and it has. We're in the low 80s. We're expected to drop into the mid to low 60s by the time we head towards later in the evening. So cooler conditions, some breeze outside, and some good high school football going to be on tap for you once again, courtesy of us here on CVC TV and the coaches and players down on the field getting set to get things going. And again for Harvey, last week, talk about their game against River. They had a couple standout performances. Talk about quarterback Marquise Wise, Jr., 220 yards passing and a touchdown AA. I mean, having the ability to throw for 200 yards in a game in high school is a little more different than it is for college, pros, that kind of thing. That's a good stat to have. Also completing over 70% of his passes, but I'm sure if you asked him, those 2 turnovers last week, costly and obviously led to River pulling away.
Yeah, it did, and that's what you are trying to prevent is those turnovers. And look, clean football, that's the toughest thing about early in the season with any team is just trying to prevent the turnovers. You're trying to learn the playbook and play a clean football game, and we'll see if they had a good week of practice, see if that could come together here.
Before we get started, I want to remind you, our presenting sponsor for CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Specialties include everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com.
Tell you what, this place is rocking right now.
It really is. As Corday Jones going to boot this ball away, and we're underway here from Painesville, Ohio. That ball trickling down. That was a live football, and Geneva falls on it. Tense moments on the Geneva sideline. And this is where we get started and going. Quarterback, senior Luke Barbo heads to the field, number 7, for his first possession. Solid week last week for the senior quarterback. But we know, AA, we've called these games with Geneva here for the past few years. We know it's smash mouth. It's running the football at a high level. Guys like Caden Proy, Hayden Deemer, Bryce Peete, we're going to see a lot of them tonight.
Well, we talked last season. We had their playoff game against Hawken about the 3-headed monster. And they only had to replace one of those 3 guys, from graduation. So I'll tell you what, this is going to be a test for this Harvey defense. But they have athletes. This defense is loaded with athletes. See if they can contend here.
So here we go. First down and 10 on their own 30-yard line. The Geneva Eagles. Roy in motion. It's going to be hand up to Pete up the middle. He's going to try and spin through and get stuffed. Very little, if any, gain on the play. Great job by the Harvey front. A host of defenders in on the stop, including Shanathan Callis in there as well. There's 4th, 2nd, and long here.
And it's going to be, if you remember from the game, Geneva runs a hurry-up offense. You're not going to hear much of me tonight because they operating how quick they go.
That pitch to the outside. Poy loses the ball, has to fall on it, and he does recover, but that was another tense moment for Geneva. First, the kickoff that was almost recovered by the Red Raiders, and then that fumble, 2-yard loss, going to force a 3rd down and 10.
So 3 plays in, ball goes on the ground twice. So already it's going to be a little bit of nerves with the moisture out there. Maybe the football's a little bit sweatier. I don't know, but that ball has hit the turf a lot here.
Hey, when that ball gets sweaty, man, definitely do. 3rd down and 10 on the way. And for the Eagles, Barbo going to roll out the pass, looking to his right. He's going to throw over the top. It is caught. Great play over the left side, down to the right side, past the red hash, down to the 44. It's going to be a 1st down, 14-yard gain. What a catch by Peete.
And that's how you open things up. Rolling out on the outside, opening up the field, and guess what? Going down and making a play on 3rd down.
Yeah. Bryce Peete listed as a fullback, but we know from experience this guy does a little bit of everything out there. And for Geneva, Barbo has it under center. Handoff, Croy going to work left side. He's going to break through. He's got an edge. Croy hits the left side past the 45 and out at around the 40-yard line. Solid run. About 15 yards for Caden Proy.
And just opening things up on the perimeter. And here's the thing. If you're the defense, this is what makes things tough. The angles. What are the appropriate angles to take? And you saw a few of the defenders got sucked in just a little bit, and it made a bit of a difference. Extended yards, Geneva on the move.
10 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Geneva with the opening drive, trying to make some waves. Handoff It's a bit of a wide receiver turn, and turning the corner is Deemer. He breaks through, and he is going to go. Touchdown, Geneva. Hayden Deemer, 38 yards for the score. He comes around in the receiver position and makes the play for 6.
Yeah, he did. And I'll tell you what, just getting the solid blocks there up front, getting the close-up blocks up front, and delivering the score. And Geneva, again, on the move. We talked at the pre-show. Dictating pace, that's their specialty for the Eagles.
Line up for the extra point, try and make this a 7-0 game early on. Geneva with a huge shot right away. That kick is up, and it is good, and that is the score. 7-0 with 10 minutes, 8 seconds to go in this first quarter. The Eagles on top of the home Harvey Red Raiders. If you got a tree emergency or need an expert tree care, well, you just call Taz Tree Service at 440-567-0962. With over 25 years of experience, they specialize in tree removal, trimming, stump grinding, and more. Their fully insured team offers swift responses and affordable pricing, ensuring peace of mind and top-notch service. You can visit Chagrin Falls Tree Removal Services.com to book your appointment today. That's Taz Tree Service, dependable, professional, and ready to meet all your tree care needs. Well, it didn't take long. AA, Geneva less than 2 minutes onto the field on offense, and Hayden Deemer with a 38-yard touchdown run on an end around. Actually, he's listed as a running back, but lines up a lot in that slot as a receiver. Different options. We talked about 3, 4, 5 different guys for this Eagles front that can just make you just shake your head and want to go away.
And you're seeing the difference even with the tackles, both of them, both the right tackle and the left tackle. On the touchdown run, had a pulling guard there, and we saw the impact of that last night in our contest. So we'll see. And it's going to be these two guys here you see on the screen. Will they get the football? And they could definitely produce right there at the 5, but will they kick off to those guys? And that's going to be the difference.
Saw the concern with that, obviously, with Jordan Johnson and company yesterday when we had the Hawken ball game. Of course, they beat Berkshire. And good call, AA. That pooch kick is going to go down, but it's still going to get fielded. And here we go from the 15-yard line. And right away, Geneva on the tackle, making the stop. And Jackson had nowhere to go on that.
And we're seeing more and more of that across high school football. Here, at least in the CVC, we're seeing kickers, they have the ability to drill it down the field, but they want to keep it away from their top playmakers so that way the offense doesn't have good field position.
All right, so here we go. We get our first chance to see the junior quarterback, Marquise Wise. He'll be in the pistol with Chris Burt Jr. behind him. Tell you what, Burt Jr. had a fantastic week last week, over 120 yards on the ground and a score. And he will get the first carry of the game. Burt going to break left and has room to run up past the 25, getting down near the 30. Burt a solid run of about 7.
Did a great job there, just right up the gut. And this is the running attack you were talking about, before. Burt last week, 23 carries. So I'll tell you what, he is going to get the football a ton, getting the assignments.
Well, we also saw Wise throw the ball 27, 28 times. So good balance, really, of offense with this Red Raiders team. And Wise again going to line up in that shotgun. He's going to send big number 40, Ethan Cruz, in motion. Now Burt goes. He takes the pitch out right. Burt cuts back right side. He's got a first down to the 35-yard line. Solid gain of a 7 again. And the Red Raiders moving the ball on offense.
And this is how you respond. If you're serious about making sure you are not 5-5 anymore, this is how you got to attack.
You got to attack good teams too. We talked about beginning of the seasons for Harvey have been kind of the bugaboo, if you will, kind of the trip up where you're seeing a couple losses to start the year. You get behind the 8 ball. You play really good in conference play, but unfortunately you just can't get all the way back. Trying to right the ship now after that loss in week 1. Another handoff. Burt breaks through another hole. This time gets through for about 9. Going to get a heavy dose of Chris Burt Jr. tonight.
I love how the offensive line is just operating, how they're just moving around, and it's really, really cool to see. them driving through. Watch their feet, watch their hands. The next play, next running play. They're downhill offensive linemen.
So it's second and short, 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. And again, Harvey trying to respond after Geneva got on the board early with 7 points. Back in that pistol. Wise sending a couple different receivers in motion. He'll take the snap. Here's Burt again. Good cut. Another cut to the right side. Trying to get that first down. He's right at the line. He's going to get pushed back, but forward progress should be enough. Waiting for the official word.
I think the official right there is calling for it for the first down.
They're going to give it to him, AA. So 4 plays on offense, 4 carries for Burt. He's got 25 yards, 2 first downs, and the clock continues to run, but Harvey moving the ball down the field.
Yeah, right now, as they're down 7-0, Harvey trying to get that push is so far very, very successful in moving down the field, ground and pound football offense.
Another pitch to the outside. Burt again going to take it. He thought about passing for a second, it almost looked like, but he is tracked down for a big tackle. This shows you that even when you score a touchdown, 38-yard touchdown for the Eagles on offense, Hayden Deemer still on defense is a force to be reckoned with. Again, on that side as a linebacker, big stop for Burt. He loses a yard.
And I remember him making impact plays defensively last year in the playoff game. I mean, as much as they love how they deliver offensively, defensively, they take great pride in what they do in making plays.
Oh, Geneva last season in a 9-1 regular season, what a year they had. Just ran into Chardon in the playoffs, which is a tough ask of anybody. Again, there goes Jackson in motion. It's a fumble on the ball is on the deck. And I think Geneva may have this. We're going to wait for the official word. And it is. It's going to be the Eagles football. What a recovery right there. That was Tanner Hines, the senior. One of those 10 that play on both offense and defense for the Eagles. And, man, tough break for Burt and company. They lose possession, and now the Eagles have the chance to try and go up 2 scores early.
Yeah, our cameras were right on it there with the fumble, and it's just momentum, right? Harvey did everything they could as far as recovering and responding, but put the ball on the ground, anything goes, and momentum can flip just like that.
Well, you mentioned 6 straight run plays for Harvey when they did throw the ball 28 times last week. Wise completed 71% of his passes. You trust him as a thrower. But again, just maybe trying to wear down this Geneva offense, try to keep possession. Now the Eagles have a chance to put more points on the board possibly. Delayed handoff. Pete's going to take it. He breaks through the middle to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Deemer, I should say, gets all the way through. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7 out there for the Eagles. That one just happens to be 6, 4, 6. Hayden Deemer with his second touchdown. That one he goes 44 yards to the house. And Geneva pulls ahead 13-0 early in this first quarter.
Can you believe that that's 150 pounds of just blazing speed out there? Just incredible, just breaking through. And once he gets to second level, that's it.
What a carry by Deemer. 2 times he's touched the ball. He's gotten to the end zone twice. So you'll love that percentage. Extra point is up, and it is good. The score now 14-0 with 6:50 to go in this first quarter. Geneva here on top of Harvey. Well, if you're dealing with a sewer or drain emergency, don't wait. Call Sewer Cleaning Company at 440-290-6055 for 24/7 service with over 500 5-star reviews. They provide expert sewer and drain cleaning, camera inspection, storm drain repair, and more. Trust their honest and transparent services to get your home back in order. You can visit sewercleaningcompany.com for more details and to schedule your appointment today. That's sewercleaningcompany.com, your local sewer and drain experts. First-team customers receive a free video drain inspection. Well, Hayden Deemer, the difference maker tonight, AA. 2 early rushing touchdowns in this first quarter, and Geneva finds themselves up 2 scores early.
Yeah, they do. But I'll tell you what, and you fumble, it leads to a score. It's hard to sometimes believe, like, hey, you're doing a good job. But it was, Harvey. I mean, getting 7, 8 yards a pop.
A couple first downs on that opening drive, but again, just lost the football, right place, right time. Again, for Tanner Hines and Geneva to pick up that ball, and then look at the next play. Hayden Deemer takes it 44 yards for 6 more points. And again, just behind the 8 ball right now. We talked about Harvey a couple of years back. They played Geneva twice in that season. Both games, first quarter, got out of hand early. They tried to recover late but couldn't, as that pooch kick is taken by the Red Raiders. He's got room to run, breaking through to the right side and past midfield. Good return there by Chase Goins with the carry. Or the return, I should say, and past midfield. So some good starting field position now for the Red Raiders. Exactly what they needed to start this drive.
Another opportunity. And again, I'll say this. I think Harvey, again, other than putting the ball on the turf, offensively and special teams, they're doing a good job.
Expect to see Goins, and hear Goins' name called a lot tonight. Number 2 receiver on this team. He had 7 catches for 85 yards last week. And obviously good kickoff return there on the pooch kick. Puts the ball past midfield, and that is where Harvey starts their second offensive possession. First one ending just moments ago with that fumble. Wise under center now. He's going to send Jackson in motion. He'll take the handoff. Jackson rolling to the right. He's out there. He's got a gain of at least 5, turning up the field and gets down near the 40 to the 41-yard line. Give him about 6 yards on the carry.
And both teams are doing a great job with outside perimeter blocking. They really are. And that's going to be key. The most important players on this field tonight are going to be the defensive ends or outside linebackers, depending on what you call them. But in this case, defensive ends, because containment is going to be huge. They got to force these tailbacks to get back inside.
AA 7 plays called on offense so far for the Red Raiders. No pass attempts. Kind of surprised we're seeing that with 28 attempts last week for Wise and being able to complete the ball at a high rate. A little shocking, but again, maybe just trying to control the possession here. Handoff again. Here comes again Bird. He just has nowhere to go. Great job of the defensive line of Geneva. Bird maybe gets a yard or 2, and that's going to force up a 3rd and short.
I think now what you just presented, that idea, that the seed there of, are they going to put the ball in the air? I think the time's now. I mean, the time is now to perhaps do some things. I can see a scenario where Geneva kind of plays a little tight.
Maybe so. We'll see. Wise in the shotgun now again. Averaged almost 12 yards per completion last week, too. So big chunk plays. There's a pass on the left side. It is caught down to the 35-yard line and a first down. Solid throw to the outside. Trent Hull, the senior receiver, makes the big catch, and it's a first down for Harvey. Expect that a lot tonight, AA.
Yes, yeah, and setting that up. Almost in the same sense. A short run leading to a short pass, it's almost part of the running game. I mean, it really is. Just opening things up, get on the outside, get the first down.
Yeah, Hull had a fantastic game last week. 8 catches, 98 yards, and a score. Senior receiver, one of the leaders on this team. Coach Monner expecting a lot from his senior class. And his junior quarterback, who again is under center. Another bobbled snap. He's going to keep it, though. Wise trying to cut through, and he gets brought down back near the line of scrimmage. A couple times now on both sides we've seen some snaps get bobbled. And Barbo, the quarterback, comes in and makes the stop on the other quarterback.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. Quarterback on quarterback crime. I don't know what to tell you there. But that's just the communication, early in the season, quarterback-center exchange. But week 2, you want to get that cleaned up. It's going to cost you games if you don't.
We already saw one time that fumble happen, and the next play on offense, Geneva capitalized and scored 6 more points. 4 minutes to go in this first quarter, and that's where we are. Geneva up 14-0 here on CVC TV. Shotgun handoff to Burton. He gets brought down. Great job working the way inside to make the stop. Deemer again, right place, right time for a loss of 1 on the tackle.
Yeah, he did a great job reading his guard and going immediately to the point of attack. And that's the thing. You play in that linebacker position, no hesitation whatsoever. You just got to get right to the spot and make the play.
So do or die time now is sub going to check into. That's Javon Lewis, who also shares some carries in the backfield. Going to say Ethan Cruz, junior tight end, check out. So a little more speed on the field now for 3rd and long. About 12 yards for a first down on the opposing 37-yard line. I wonder if Harvey's thinking 4-down territory regardless here. Wise fakes it, going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver, and it goes through the hands of Lewis. He can't make the catch. Pressure immediately on Wise. And now, what's the Wise decision here on 4th and long, AA?
Well, where they're at on the field, down 14-0, 3:08 in the first, probably go for it. At least if you don't get it, get some positive yards. But I wouldn't blame them if they decided to punt. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
I think they're going to do that now as the punt team going to head onto the field. A rare spot. You don't usually see a team on the 37-yard line of the opposite side punt the ball away, but again, just about field position now and trying to put Geneva back deep. See if Harvey can do that.
But hey, make Geneva work. Make them work down the field. If they have their running attack, force them to go 80 yards.
That punt is up. It's high. It's arcing. It's going down to the 5. That ball going to bounce, and it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. What a play by Harvey. That was Asai Gaines who went down there and down the ball literally at the 1, fell on it right where he needed to. And you talk about making them work. Well, you have to literally go the entire length of the field now if you're Geneva.
Yeah, they do. So, hey, smart decision, something that Jim Trussell would be proud of.
Hey, transform your property with a fence from R&T Fence Company. Family owned it over for 36 years. They've provided top-notch fence installation services across Northeast Ohio. They specialize in residential, commercial, and industrial fencing and offer a wide range of options, including aluminum, vinyl, wood, and chain link. Call 330-626-5170 for a free estimate or visit rtfence.com. Whether you need a new fence or a custom gate, trust the experts at R&T Fence Company to deliver quality and professionalism. That's right, that's rtfence.com, your fencing solution. Maybe a timeout on the field is...
Might be. Well,
Geneva trying to kind of get things moving again. They've done a great job the first handful of drives here to get down and score. And 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's a 2-possession game already with Geneva on top 14-0 Double A. And secret sauce so far, offense and defense, a little bit of Hayden Deemer.
Yes, it has been. And defensively, I've been really impressed what I've seen from him defensively, being able to read his keys. But offensively, he has opened things up. Now, today, Kyle, quick shout out to Pete, who's out today. I get to play producer.
Yeah, you're actually doing normally double duty. Now you're doing triple duty.
Look at where this ball's at. Right here at this shot.
Inside the 1.
Yes.
Inside the 1-yard line. That is about almost as far back as you can go.
Yeah. That is the ideal spot of where you want to punt the football.
Yep. I think that's exactly what they got, or what they wanted they got out of that. Now the Harvey defense has a chance to try and step up, and we're in dangerous territory for Geneva. Talk about safety, that kind of thing. It's going to lead to Barbo still being under center. Here on 1st and 10 from their own 1.
Just get out of there.
Handoff up the middle, breaking through, room to run. Oh, here we go. Big run on the right side. Pete, does he have the wheels? Is he going to go? He's getting chased down, and he's brought down at the 3. Ethan Udell had to give it everything he had, and Pete almost got in for 99 yards, but he had to settle for 97.
Well, they just got out of it.
I feel like we jinxed them when we said that.
We really did. And fans, all of you saw how close they were to the other side where they had to line up and just getting out of it. But that's been the thing. The offensive line has been able to, this entire time, they have been able to really trap the linebackers in, get them sucked in. So nobody's left at second level.
Bryce Pete, again, listed as a fullback. The wheels failed him at the end, but still an impressive run. About 95 yards, 96 yards down the field, and that puts Geneva inside the 5-yard line now of the other side of the field as Barbo is under center. He's going to keep it himself, push through, trying to get through to the end zone. He may be about a yard or two short. I think Luke Barbo said, hey, I want to get on the fun too. Everyone's running the ball so well.
Now, we have seen, we're 3 games in our package, and we have seen, look, just because you get inside the 5, that does not guarantee you're scoring a touchdown.
Does not. Look at last night's game. We saw a couple of turnover on downs. We saw some turnovers in general too, and obviously the result's still what it was, but Harvey's got to stay strong here. They have an opportunity. As we take under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter, Geneva, on the other hand, looking to make this a 3-score game early. And off right side, touchdown. Finishing the job this time, Pete gets in for the score, and the score itself balloons now to 20-0 Geneva on top of Harvey.
Yes, it does. And Geneva, tell you what, they had to face some adversity, and not just any adversity, but you're stuck inside the one.
You're stuck literally in the worst possible position as an offense you could be. The furthest amount of space you have to go to try and score a touchdown. It took them 3 plays.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Just unbelievable offensive showcase so far by the run game of Geneva. Extra point is up, and that one is good. The score now 21-0 with 1:45 to go in this first quarter. The Eagles on top again of the home Harvey Red Raiders. Well, stay comfortable year-round with Air Quality Control Heating and Cooling, serving Northeast Ohio for over 35 years. They specialize in residential HVAC installation, repair, and maintenance. From air conditioning to heating, they handle it all. Need emergency service? Well, just call 24/7 at 216-531-5202 and ask for Joe, or you can visit airqualitycontrolhvac.com for more information and to schedule your appointment. Trust the experts at Air Quality Control for reliable, top-quality HVAC solutions. That's airqualitycontrolhvac.com. Your comfort is our priority. Early on, it's been all Geneva to this point, 21-0. Hayden Deemer with the pair of major touchdown runs. And then, of course, Bryce Pete, what a fantastic run, 95 yards to set up just 2 plays later. A 3-yard touchdown run, and Geneva has just been dominant on the ground here this evening. And throughout the season, we've seen this too from the Eagles. Run first team, only 1 pass attempt tonight. It's been all running, and total yardage, we're already approaching 200 yards on the ground in just the first quarter for the Eagles with 1:45 to go in this first frame. Harvey trying to stop the bleeding now as the return team is set. A couple of pooch kicks early on, some short kickoffs. Patrick McKinney and Caden Proy handling the kicking duties together. That one going all the way back inside the 10, though, and that's where Harvey will return it. And Bird trying to make a play and just nowhere to go. He can't get to the 20-yard line. He gets stopped at about the 18, and that's where the Red Raiders will start this offensive possession. Last time, Double-A, great starting field position for the Red Raiders on the other side of the 50. They have to punt. They feel pretty good about it. They get him inside the 1. 4 plays later, it's a touchdown for Geneva. Now, Red Raiders, I imagine, want to hold on to this ball. Coach Moner saying, hey, let's put a drive together. Let's get some points on the board.
And they may have to be a little bit – they may have to attack offensively a little bit more aggressively than what they would like to, just because of the scoreboard being down 21-0, even though the running game, I think we both feel, is pretty good.
It's done okay to this point, but 2 pass attempts for a team that threw the ball 28 times last week. I'm sure a few more through the air will be on the agenda. And getting their junior quarterback, Marquise Wise, a little more time to throw. Get Hull in motion. He's going to take that handoff, and he's going to get brought down near the line of scrimmage. He tried to get a yard. Maybe he got 1. So Hull just trying to find a way to get the ball, period. Just a 1-yard carry going to bring up 2nd and long.
And Geneva's doing a better job defending the perimeter. You know, both teams struggled with that early on in this football game. Geneva seems like with their linebackers and safeties, they are crashing to the outside. Wonder if Harvey would decide, hey, let's run a little bit more counter, a little more reverse, kind of get Geneva off track.
Not seeing the same offensive game plan, at least to this point, that we did last week for the Red Raiders. Wise, again, going to hand that ball off right side. Burt trying to break through. He's got room. He gets past the 25-yard line. Down at about the 26, give him 6 yards. Going to force a 3rd and manageable.
It's going to be an opportunity for Harvey, but here, look, you got to push through on these 3rd downs. You got to push through. We saw them go up top once. I believe 1 or 2 times, just in this game so far.
Yeah, just that one short pass to the outside for Holden. The other pass that was short, attempted a completion for Lewis, who just couldn't bring that ball in on a screen. But not really letting the ball air out. We mentioned 12 yards per completion last week.
They got a man-to-man opportunity here at the bottom of the screen. Going to see if this outside linebacker, I believe that's 6, if he drops back. If not, throw it up top.
Yeah, if Deemer doesn't play it, throw it. And they're going to hand the ball off again, right side. Burke trying to force his way through, and just going to be about a yard or 2 short. That's 10 carries in the first quarter for Burt. He had 23 last week. 32 yards on the ground for Burt as we approach 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's 21-0 Geneva on top of Harvey, and it looks like the punt team trotting back out onto the field again.
I think it's the right call. Look, if you do not get this fourth down and you put Geneva at this spot on the 28-yard line, that's not a good idea.
Couple return men going to go back for the Eagles as the clock continues to tick down. Don't know if we have to call a play here before the end of the first quarter. We'll see the official ruling is. They decide to snap it off. They will not. And that is how we end the first quarter. The score 21-0. Geneva on top of the home Harvey Red Raiders here on CVC TV. Hey, Greeny Sports Cards. Next card show is Saturday, September 7th at the Woodside Event Center in Broadview Heights. It's the fastest growing show in Northeast Ohio. Of course, all their show dates are on the website. Just go to greenysportscards.com and click the card show tab at the top of that page. That's Greeny, spelled Greenie, sportscards.com. Also want to thank a new friend of ours, Alpha Animal Removal. Hey, have you ever had an unwanted guest in your home? No, not double A. How
Stop
about
it.
an unwanted wildlife guest? Well, Alpha Animal Removal is Northeast Ohio's #1 service for animal control. They even specialize in the exclusion and humane removal of bats. Yeah, that's right, bats. It's crazy to think about. If you need your wildlife guests to be safely trapped and removed, go ahead and visit alphaanimalremoval.com. Now you have bats in your apartment, so it's good to...
Well, I'm telling you, I need them. I need them to trap, and they do a great job taking care of the bats, too. You know, they'll do it safely, get them trapped, removed, and all the protection you need to make sure that they don't come back.
They're going to come back here. Harvey wants to attempt it, but it looks like they're about to punt the football back to the Eagles. High punt going to taper off to the left side, take a Red Raider bounce, and they're going to down the ball at about the 41-yard line. That's where Geneva will start their next possession. And, well, it was the Hayden Deemer show for the first two drives. And Bryce Pete said, hey, I'm going to get involved, too, and run the ball 95 yards.
Well, look, until Harvey can figure out how to make sure that their defenders are lined up at the right spots and not getting sucked in, you keep running Deemer, you keep going up the middle, and you're going to continue to get those big plays.
You got to imagine, too, the pressure right now completely off of Geneva. They've been able to kind of get those opening nerves out of the way. We saw a fumble at one point in that first drive, now being able to score a few times, get a nice lead, and attempt to possibly cruise here. But, again, if you keep finding the holes, as you mentioned, Double-A, you got to exploit them and try and put more points on the board.
Why not? I mean, and you just keep going at it. And if you expect to play a long season, too, you got to find some opportunities to get your backups in if possible.
So Barbo going to take the snap, hand off left side. Room to run, breaking through. Back out to the left. That's, again, Caden Proy. He'll get about 8 yards on the play.
And that's the thing, and that's why this multifaceted running attack for Geneva is actually really cool to watch, and we've been fortunate to watch the last couple of years because there's three different guys with three different styles.
Yeah, Proy, Deemer, Pete. We'll see all of them. Maybe you'll see some Ricky DePetta in this game too, another junior that can make plays. There he is. DePetta going to get that carry. Up the middle, gain of about 2 right near the first down marker. It might be a little short. We'll see where the official spot is. Yeah, they're going to say it's just short. 3rd and inches on the way is the first run there for Ricky DePetta, the junior. So we're seeing multiple players already. That's now 5 different players that have carried the football in just the first quarter and change for Geneva.
All right, the linebackers are going to press here, but don't get sucked in here.
Yeah, Barbo going to roll to the right. He's going to use that frame and get through and get that first down to the 40, and he's still pushing through down to the 35-yard line. What a run by Barbo. 15 yards and a first down for Geneva.
You know, it seems like to this point, Geneva is very clear on where they want to go offensively, and the linemen know exactly where to strike. And it seems like the defense at the moment, they're trying to figure out where they need to go instead of just getting there.
It's almost reactionary instead of before the play, knowing what's going on, reading the offense, that kind of thing.
It takes time, too, Kyle.
Yeah.
You know this. It takes time to know exactly what you want to do and be proactive about it.
It really does. Is going to be another keeper from Barbo. He's going to work left side. He's got room as he turns the corner, cuts back through, still on his feet. Barbo spins down past the 15, down to the 13-yard line. 22 yards for Luke Barbo and another big first down.
And it's also okay to admit, too, Kyle, that Geneva has a little bit of speed on their side, too.
They're also just a really good team. Both teams have a lot of talent. We know that. Obviously, Harvey always hanging around that 500 mark, always on that borderline of making the playoffs. They definitely have a lot of talent and some good skill players, and of course the Lions are talented too from top to bottom. But Geneva, one-loss team in the regular season last year. I mean, they were the conference champions or division champions, obviously. I mean, this is a lot to ask against a really good Eagles team. Probably going to hand out to Pete at the middle again. Pete works his way through, and he's in for 6 more. 18 yards for Bryce Pete. He and Hayden Deemer both with a pair of touchdowns. And now the score has ballooned to 27-0 with 9:36 to go in this first half. Geneva all over Harvey.
Running the football and just being assertive of where they want to go. And that's what's just going to happen. Being able to connect and score and dominate up front.
McKinney lines up the extra point attempt. It's off his foot on the way. Hits off the crossbar and goes through. A little bit of drama there.
That went in?
It did.
Wow.
Found its way. 28-0 the score now. Geneva over Harvey here on CVC TV. Hey, Greeny Sports Cards is live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on their social media pages with exclusive hobby talk and interviews. So you can tune in and interact with them during the show. Search Greeny, that's Greenie, Sports Cards on all social media channels, or find the links on their website, greeniesportscards.com. Doing a shirt giveaway out here. I think AA wants one.
Yeah, this is the point of the game.
Listen, you're doing 14 different jobs. I can't have you try to get a T-shirt too while you're out there.
I'll tell you what, though. This PA announcer is pretty good.
He rolled his R really well.
He really did.
Yeah.
He really did. Get him, student section. Get him.
Unfortunately, the student section not having a lot to cheer about at this point in the game itself. 28-0 the score with 9:38 to go in this first half.
And it happens so quick, Kyle. It happens so quick. And I think, point out the one play and just I just can't think back to you had him punt it down to the one. To the one.
Backbreaker from Bryce Pete to go 95 yards down the field and set up just a few plays later his own touchdown. I mean, really, him and Deemer both have just been phenomenal so far in this game. We still have a big chunk of the second quarter, and Deemer, again, only 2 carries, but they both went for touchdowns. Pete has 4 carries, but he has 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's just phenomenal to see what they've done.
That's how they attack. And, again, major credit to the offensive line for making that happen.
Yeah, Pete saw there was only 18 yards in the last touchdown run and got excited because last time he saw 99 yards in front of him, and he's like, oh, boy. Here we go. That play blown dead beforehand. Illegal motion by the kick team there from Geneva, so I believe that ball will be re-kicked and possibly moved back.
I'll tell you what, weather-wise, you mentioned at the top of our broadcast, we thought it was going to be a lot worse than what it is right now. Knock on wood.
Oh, that half hour came through later and made it nice and breezy for us down here in Painesville. Lake Erie College's field is where Harvey plays. Nice little facility.
Nice.
Nestled.
An entire, park area down here.
It really is.
It's like in a valley, too. You got Painesville. The
helps
city,
make it a little bit cooler, too, yeah.
Up the hill, and then, of course, all the activities right down here. I can imagine how many hills these players have to run up and down. The cross-country team, I'll tell you, legs are probably built.
Calves of steel.
Man.
Run an incline for 2 minutes and I get tired. There it is. Kickoff back underway. Harvey will take it from inside their own 20. Jackson trying to find some space. He's going to go out of bounds, past the 30 and around the 33-yard line. He got pushed back at the end, but he was out. At about the 32, and that's where the Red Raiders will take back over on offense. And again, we've seen this right now. 12 rush attempts, only 2 pass attempts. AA for a team that threw the ball for over 200 yards last week. We know obviously Burt Jr., a great runner. But, again, this feels like to this point, Marquise Wise not getting an opportunity to throw the ball as much as maybe you think he would get.
Well, he's going to get that opportunity now, down 28-0, with 9 minutes, 9:27 in the second quarter. They're going to have to air it out.
And Wise should be seeing a few more pass attempts on the docket as play clock dribbles down. He's in the pistol, taking a snap, and it's going to be a handoff again, right side. Immediate pressure, but Burke got through it to the outside, and it gets maybe about a yard or two on the carry.
And again, until Harvey decides to, hey, let's open this up, Geneva has no reason not to, be disciplined, don't get caught in the backfield or anything, but they have no reason not to press up front.
I think the ball skills of the linebacking core, too, when you have guys like Deemer and Pete hanging out. You know what they can do on offense. Maybe there's some pause. Coach Motor when it comes to throwing. As this time he will pass it outside. That's caught. But, again, not much at all. Goins makes his first catch of the evening. Pete right there.
I'm telling you, that open field tackle and being able to read the flat, and we've seen some great players these last couple of weeks be able to identify the flat and get right in front of the receiver and make the play, make the solid tackle. That's a great job. That is an excellent job teaching those techniques here at this level.
Solid tackle by Pete, who's had a great day on the offensive end, too. It's going to bring up a third and about 6 from their own 36-yard line for the Red Raiders. Wise in the shotgun. He's got Bird Jr. on his hip. Another pass attempt coming, throwing over the middle. That one is caught. Great soft spot in the defense there by Goins. He's going to have the first down.
And a great pump fake, too. Taking full advantage. Hey, this Geneva defense, they're pretty aggressive. Pump a little bit, get your receiver open, and get the first down.
Trusting that arm for Wise, who's now 3 of 4 here in this first half as we get close to 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And you mentioned it, Kyle, Wise, him being able to, drive the offense, put the ball in the air. Hopefully this builds some confidence. Hey, you could trust in your quarterback to deliver the ball down the field.
21 of 28 last week against Rocky River. Threw for 221 yards, a touchdown. Did have 2 interceptions, but those were later in the game. And off right side. And, man, just nothing going after that initial flurry. We saw a couple first downs. But, man, host of tacklers in there, including Ricky DePato, who we saw run the ball to on offense with the stop on, again, Bird Jr. And it just feels like Harvey had initial success running that football, but now we're not seeing as much.
No, and very limited success, if any, on the perimeter on the outside.
Yeah.
And you saw it on the last play. Just a herd, as you mentioned, a herd of defenders collapsing there on the offense, taking full advantage.
So a chance now here on 2nd and long, and we imagine we're going to see Wise start slinging the ball a little more around the field. Saw the accuracy, too, that he had, obviously, in that pass to Goins just 2 plays ago.
They're stacking the top of the field.
Sent Hall out in motion. From the bottom of your screen to middle top. And that could be a delay game. We'll see what the official call is. And it will be. So 5 yards back, and we'll chalk it up again here on 2nd down. I don't actually see a play clock down there on the field.
And, if you don't see a play clock, then
it's usually tough to kind of gauge it.
Yes.
You have to watch the referees, too. You have to usually hold up usually referees will hold up like a 5 or something like that to tell you what's going on.
But if you guys notice, everyone watching at home, all the activity by the Ohio Center for Oral Facial Implant Surgery logo at the top, the defending, the defenders moving around and stuff, maybe the play offensively was supposed to go that way.
Yeah.
Just
trying
all
to
the
flip
activity.
it, trying to maybe move someone around. It's a lot to handle back there, especially when you're down 2, feeling that pressure. Wise going to pass out, and he's going to have a short completion to Burt. Or to Burt Jr., who gets some of those yardage back. The official gain will be about 7 yards, so we'll take that. It's still 3rd and a far way to go, about 12 yards as they get closer to midfield again. We're halfway through the second quarter, 6 minutes to go, and the score is still 28-0. Geneva on top. Harvey trying to find an answer.
And trying to find out what is manageable for Harvey. It's 3rd and 12. While uncomfortable, is it manageable for this offense to strike? I think so, but, finding out. Let's see.
Maya's going to roll to his right. Good block on the outside by Burt. Throwing over the top. He's got a receiver, and it's in and out of the hands. So close. Huge play opportunity there. Ish Jackson just could not bring it in. The senior in and out. Oh, my goodness. Great touch on the pass by Marquise Wise and just out of the fingertip reach of Jackson. That's going to bring up a 4th down, and here comes the punt unit again.
It's one of those things. You run that play 100 times, you figure at least 90 times you make that play.
Unfortunately, this is looking more like one of those 10% type games we're seeing from Harvey where just, hey, wrong foot, wrong place, wrong read, and you look up and you're down 28-0.
And the problem was the receiver looked up and saw the end zone, but the football did not fall in his hands.
So close to falling to the floor or the field, however you want to call it. And Red Raiders going to punt that ball away. It'll take a Harvey bounce inside the 20. They'll down it at around the 15-yard line. They try to scoop that ball and push it back further.
You
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
As soon as you touch it, that's where it's going. And just inside the 15 is where it is going to be. Oh, reminder that our presenting sponsor for CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, Drs. Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Their specialties include everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That is at www.ohsurgery.com. Now, we saw before AA, Geneva had bad field position, really doesn't bother them too much. The last time they had the ball inside their own end zone, or red zone I should say, they took it 99 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, they did.
Couple plays, got all the way down the field. Fair to say Coach Shimsky not too concerned about where they start, only about where they finish.
I can tell with these tailbacks, though, they want to outdo each other.
It's become a challenge at this point. Handoff on the right side. Great job by Harvey there to read that run. As DePetta could not find anywhere to go.
Fans heartbreaking know. You phoned a friend. Nora is going to tell us. 1989. Make some noise for Nora.
They got the trivia. The 1989 World Series, the earthquake in the Bay Area. That was a trivia question. Which World Series had an earthquake?
In AA, you were only 25. Second and 10.
You're lucky this is an educational broadcast.
Barbo going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to rumble and stumble through for a first down. Solid run for Barbo.
Yeah.
He had just eclipsed 50 yards in his own right.
Or my age.
Now, remember, you said that.
I'll take credit for that.
Got about 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Geneva with a first down as they look to drive and put another 7 points on the board. Barbo going to be in that shotgun all by himself, split 3 wide to the right. Make it 4 as DePetta goes to the right side. He'll take the handoff, met by a defender and gets brought down for a loss. Solid job on the tackle. Right there for the Red Raiders. Looks like Asai Gaines was one of the defenders back there.
Yeah. He did a great job there getting back in the backfield. I'll tell you what, Harvey's defense, I mean, it took a minute, but they're tightening up. They're becoming more and more confident in reading their keys, getting to their spots. But now, they got to believe in themselves, really, to be perfectly honest.
It's a tough ask when you said before you kind of look up and the score is where it is. Geneva has it 2nd and 10, 3:40 to go in this second quarter. Hand off, middle, still busting through his feet. He's still on his feet. Rumbles all the way down to the 50-yard line. 25-yard run for Bryce Pete. What a game that young man has had.
So look at this shot right here. Look at how thick his legs are. Like, you want to know why it's tough to bring him down?
Look at the size of that ham hock.
Like, you want to know why it's tough to bring him down? I mean, that right there.
5 carries, AA, 144 yards for Bryce Pete in this first half.
That is 210 pounds of just speed and just beast mode.
Yeah, listed as a fullback, but he can definitely go. And off up the middle, breaking through. Big carry for Caden Proy, who wants to get involved in the action. Proy gets down inside the 30. And he looked like he was hurt for a second, but going to stand up and be okay. Proy with a solid run of 21 and a first down.
It's tough, man. This is just physical. And that's the thing. All 3 of these guys, Deemer, Poy, and Pete, the lightest guy, Poy, is 185 pounds. Deemer's 205, Pete is 210.
You throw Barbo in there, too. He's got 50 yards on the ground today on 4 carries. He's 200 pounds. So
Unbelievable.
great size, good speed, a little bit of everything. Carry the middle, solid hit. Proy got that ball again. Gets maybe 2 or 3 yards. Manny Torre on the tackle.
Again, credit to, and we can't state it enough, to this offensive line, just creating the opportunities for these guys, for all their offensive weapons in the backfield to operate and be as good as they are. And this offensive line, you can tell they hit the sled. Dominated downhill.
Just over 2 minutes to go in this first half. Geneva threatening again inside the 30-yard line of Harvey. Barbo looking to pass, rolling to his right, going to throw. It's short and incomplete. Some miscommunication out there. He had Pete. And another target a little bit further down the field. Kind of threw it in between both of them.
Yeah, you know what, though, and here's the thing. And I know there's 2:10 left, and Geneva's up 28 to nothing, but in the second quarter. But they still need to work on their passing game, too, whether or not, it may not affect the result of tonight's game, but they got a full season. And they obviously have state championship aspirations. They have got to work on these things despite the score, at least early on.
3rd and 8 coming up for the Eagles. Handoff, Deemer breaking through. Back up the middle. Knifes his way through to the 25-yard line right near. I should say the 15-yard line, rather. And that should be a first down. 12 more yards for Hayden Deemer. Look, he touched the ball and didn't score for the first time tonight.
He wanted to. And he got to second level. He felt like he could.
Hayden Deemer's got 95 yards on the ground and 2 scores. Bryce Pete, 144 yards on the ground and 2 scores. Proy has 44 yards on 5 carries. And Luke Barbo has 52 yards on the ground, too, with the quarterback.
Now, remember, we can only name 1 player of the game.
Tough ask at this point. Bring it to the outside, and it's Pete. He finds the hole and scores. 15 more yards for another touchdown for Bryce Pete, his 3rd of the game.
Getting the job done on the ground, and just a phenomenal possession for the Geneva Eagles, going right down the field. And it's just been a physical battle up front that Geneva has laid it on here in this first half.
No offense to Hayden Deemer. Right now, Bryce Pete making his case for CVC TV player of the game with his 3rd rushing touchdown. Extra point is up, and it is good for Patrick McKinney. The score now 35-0 Geneva on top with 1:36 to go in this first half here from Painesville, Ohio. Hey, you're looking to sell your home? Let Woodlake Realty help you make the move and save big while you're at it. Right now, for a limited time, mention this ad and get your house listed for only 1.5%. That's one of the lowest rates in the market. That's expert service, full exposure, and more money in your pocket. Don't wait. Call Woodlake Realty today and let them make selling your home a breeze. That's right. Remember, just mention this ad for the special 1.5% listing offer. Woodlake Realty, where your move matters. Just go online at www.woodlakere.com to learn more. Well, we're learning a lot about Geneva.
Yes, we are.
Tonight, AA, and Bryce Pete having himself a fantastic game. A couple big tackles on defense, but that's the low light. The highlight is 3 rushing touchdowns and 160 yards on the ground by himself in this first half.
Just incredible. I mean, and I'm just amazed every time. I think we've covered 3 or 4 Geneva games in the last couple of years now, and every time we watch them play, you know what they're going to do. We just don't know who's going to do it. We don't know when they're going to do it. but it's going to be running the football. It's going to be running in the perimeter, running through in between the tackles and guards, and slipping through into second level. And a lot of teams, this is not just a Harvey thing, a lot of teams have issues facing this Geneva offense for that reason, to have 3, even 4 running threats on the ground.
Well, you just can't make mistakes, too, against a team like Geneva. We saw that. Obviously, the fumble early. When Harvey did have some momentum, they were driving the ball, running it fairly well, but that early fumble from, and again, Burt Jr. hurt. Then, obviously, a couple drop passes on some big plays that could have resulted in some big momentum shifts. When those plays don't go your way against a team like Geneva, it's very hard to stay in that game. Kickoff is back. It's going to bounce at the 15.
That's a live ball. You got to get it.
Yep, and he will. Jackson cutting back inside to the 25, pushing through, and that's where he'll get stopped.
Ish Jackson on the return.
The senior, Ish Jackson,
Brought down by a couple of Eagles.
breaks it down.
I'm sorry, Kyle. This is a tough thing. Just when I know it could get tricky there in kickoffs, with the kickoff especially, but
Yeah, not a punt. You got to field that.
you have to field it. It's just if it doesn't happen, then that's 42 points if Geneva can put on the board.
Someone would say if it doesn't happen, that means it won't happen.
Some will say that. I didn't say that.
The Red Raiders have 1:29 to go in this first half to try and get some points on the board against this Geneva defense that has been stifling. Wise in that shotgun. Looking to make some magic here at the end of the first half for the home fans.
A lot of motions, too.
Passing out left side. That one is caught by Goins. He turns through the left and gets about 4 to 5 yards. Goins with his 3rd catch of the evening.
And, again, Geneva getting out there on the outside. Harvey's getting a couple of those yards. And again, I'll be honest, I've been pretty impressed with Harvey's running attack in this game. I mean, it's not bad. It's just
Well, the first quarter, they ran the ball extremely well in the first drive or two as well, but that fumble kind of just took the momentum out of that run game. It seemed like, Burt was on pace for another fantastic game running the football. He really set the tone. Maybe start incorporating a few of those passes. We saw an early one that got some yardage in a first down, and now it's the offense is out of rhythm, so it seems. Pass over the middle. That one's caught.
it seems like we've had a ton of successful, or at least a little bit of successful first down passes. We haven't seen enough of the ball getting in the air.
And 6 of 8 for Wise in this game for 37 yards. That one completed to Armani Hall, a junior receiver. Clock continues to tick down as we approach a minute to go in this first half. And again, Geneva just trying to trying not to get the pace pushed on them. Harvey trying to push the pace on offense and get that ball down the field through the air. Passing outside, that one's caught by Goins again. His 4th catch, brought down, solid tackle. And Abe Rosales had to just swallow that hit and take it. 8-yard gain. And the Raiders going to take a timeout. Wise now 7 of 9 in this ball game, throwing the ball pretty well, and those 2 incompletions, 2 drops.
Yeah, including what we believe could have been a touchdown on Harvey's side. But that's just how it is. I mean, it's just when the scoreboard is, you almost wish, and it never works this way, it's sports with points, but you almost wish you could just play your game for 4 quarters, or at least 3 quarters, or at least 2 quarters. But when the game gets away from you this quickly, then it becomes a tall order. You have to abandon everything. And here's the thing, Kyle. Early in the season, none of these teams have their entire playbook rolled in. So a lot of these teams, they have the running game. They have that going in. But you're not seeing the top end of the playbook, at least on the passing side, until week 5, week 6, week 7.
And sometimes you get situations, too, like Geneva, right, where we don't see them throw the ball very often. So having the different disguises with runs, a little simpler play calling, even though it looks complex for us because we don't know what we're doing. Motion again. It's another throw to Goins on the left side out of the flat. He's going to get a first down and run out of bounds. Past midfield. That should stop the clock. Goins 7 more yards and another first down.
Now, this is significant here now because if Harvey scores a touchdown, gets this under 30 points by halftime, you will not have a running clock in the second half. That's a huge deal if Harvey wants to try to make a little comeback run.
They should be getting the ball to start, I believe, the second half too, so that's important.
Yeah, Geneva received the ball to open the game.
Yeah, so Harvey will get a chance maybe to score in and score out if they can keep this momentum going. Wise fakes that pass to Goins, going to keep himself. He's running up the middle, and there's nowhere to go. Wise maybe got a yard out of that.
We did not. The ref threw out the fumble flag, but.
And with that, I think there's going to be another timeout coming from the Red Raiders.
Timeout, Raiders.
I think the PA announcer has the sniffles.
Nah.
26.
I'm not going to joke about that because we're going to get to October and November. It's going to be like 30 degrees. We all going to have it.
26 seconds to play to go in this first half. Harvey sitting just on the opposite side of midfield, trying to drive and get some points on the board. You mentioned this is a pivotal possession for the Red Raiders. If they can find their way into the end zone, this game gets under 30-point difference as it's 35-0 now. We're talking about obviously not having that running clock to start the third quarter, more time to run your offense, not have to worry about the clock continuously going through, and a chance for Harvey to slowly chip away at this.
And to your point, Kyle, you're stealing possessions. I mean, if you're Harvey, that's the goal. Is like get back out track, use his drives to at least build some momentum. Get back out track, steal some possessions away from Geneva.
Marquise Wise, 8 for 10 for 55 yards in this first half. He's in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right, 2 left. It's a screen pass to Goins again, another catch. He breaks through the right side, past the first down marker. He should have it. Needed 8, got 8. First down.
And stop the clock with 20 seconds to go here. So here we go. I mean, they're at the 39-yard line. There's a strong opportunity here to get some yards, get some opportunities. Now, again, Kyle, they only have one timeout. So that's the only other way they can stop the clock, too.
Well, those quick passes seem to be working, taking little bits here and there. Geneva willing to give up a little bit on the short plays. Bird Jr. going wide to the left as the running back. Haven't seen as much of Trent Hull yet, number 5. Looking, taking back Wise under pressure. He's rolling through, looking like Johnny Football back there. Then he gets caught. Nowhere to go. What a sack. Great job there by, I think that was Tanner Hines that got
I think
back
you
there.
let this go to halftime.
Yeah, at this point, the clock's going to roll out. Hines gets his big sack, and that's how we end the first half. 35-0 to score. Geneva holds strong on a defensive end despite a little brief flurry there from Harvey. With that, we'll take a quick break. We'll get to halftime festivities, a few words from our sponsors, and get to the second half of action here from Painesville, Ohio. 35-0 to score. The home Harvey Red Raiders trailing the visiting Geneva Eagles here on CVC TV.
Have you ever had an unwanted guest? No, not your ex, not your neighbor. I'm talking about an animal that belongs outside that you find inside your home. Well, guess what? Alpha Animal Removal will take care of all of that for you. From trapping and removal to animal damage repair to prevention screening and more. Alpha Animal Removal will ensure your unwelcome guest stays out. So the next time you need to trap or remove your unwanted wildlife guest, go to alpha-animal-removal.com.
Think you have what it takes to be a sports broadcaster if you have a passion for sports. Ohio Media School can train you in just 8 short months to be an announcer, host, radio personality, and so much more. Get paid to talk sports, flexible class schedule, hands-on training and financial aid for those who qualify. Start your career now by visiting us online at beonair.com or call 3-112-884-8000.
Under the direction of Anna Brown, Emily Foltz, Majorette Advisor Cassie Burkholder, Drumline Advisor Tristan Aker, Drum majors Sophie Galeazzo and Allie Lechner, and featured twirler Maddie Williams. Geneva Area City Schools is proud to present Marching Geneva. Tonight, Marching Geneva presents the music of The Piano Man by Billy Joel. Musical selections include My Life, Only the Good Die Young, Pressure, Just the Way You Are, We Didn't Start the Fire, and The Piano Man. Drum majors, is your band ready? you for your applause. Have a great night and go Eagles!
Great job to the Geneva Marching Band. And now, brace yourselves for the pride of Painesville, the Harvey Red Raiders Marching Band. Under the direction of Amir Jones, David Amos, Nick Farrell, Carla Costello, and Olivia Hollis, and auxiliary advisors Tyree Rice, Kelsey Smith, Diana, Melvin Reyes, and Lou Soto. They are led out of the field by field commanders Alan Acento, Natalie Rodriguez, Alexa Rodriguez, Adelinda Tavares Bustos, Samantha Rodriguez Jacinto, and E.J. Wilson. Our theme this year is Pop 2K20, the biggest hits from Gen Z. And we open our show with the smash hit from Little Nas X and Jack Harlow. It's industry, baby! Next up on our show is the 2024 Grammys Record of the Year. It's Flowers by Miley Cyrus. We feature auxiliary teams for this Latin pop song by Camila Cabello. This is Don't Go Yet. show tonight by featuring our drum line. Call them when you want, call them when you need. This is Call Me By Your Name. Thanks for rocking through the 2020s with us. Give it up for the pride of Painesville, the Harvey Red Raider Marching Band. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can draw your attention to the end zone over here by the scoreboard. We've got another contest on the field. It is time for our jersey race. Here's the way this works. Malik and Lizette are going to compete. They're going to run down. They're going to put on their jersey. They're going to put on their helmet and run back. The first person to make it back is going to get a gift card. So get in your lanes. We're going to get started. Everybody make some noise for them, encourage them. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we got a third contestant, came out of nowhere. You got to get your jersey on. Get your jersey. That's going to be hard to put on over the helmet. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, boy. Malik is fast. Malik got it over the... Oh my gosh, that was a lot to come on down. I don't even know where you came from. That's pretty good. Let's hear it for Malik, everybody. And because they don't come out of my pocket, they're all free in gift cards for competing tonight.
Welcome back in, folks. The score 35-0 here as we take down the halftime clock. Beautiful Painesville, Ohio. Nice little cross breeze tonight. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford with you as always on the call. The visiting Geneva Eagles taking care of business right now against the home Harvey Red Raiders in AA. And that first half, tough to say the least for the Red Raiders on defense.
Yeah, it was, and it seemingly came out of nowhere, though, too. It's just, we talked about it before. When you're playing defense, sometimes it's hard to play. It's hard to play any position on the field, but especially when you are lining up and you're trying to figure out, hey, where do I need to go? Where are my assignments? And then you're thinking it on the field, but the next step is just going out and just doing it. And sometimes when you're afraid to make mistakes, offensively players will pass you by, and you give up big scores, and that's and big runs. And that's what we saw in the first half. Plus, let's just be real about it, Geneva's offensive ground attack, really, really good, full of talented football players.
If we're being honest, yeah, my goodness. Bryce Pete that first half, 6 carries, 159 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Hayden Deemer, 3 carries, 95 yards and 2 scores. Saw Caden Proy get 44 yards on the ground. We saw the quarterback, Luke Barbo, get 52 yards. I mean, listen, I'm no mathematician, but you put those numbers together, that is equaling one heck of a night for the rush attack for Geneva. And Coach Shimsky, hey, it's business as usual, right? Smash mouth offense, expecting those guys to go out there and contribute, and they're doing that to the highest level we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, last year, they're the defending Lake Division champions. It was actually, I mentioned the stat yesterday. I got it wrong. It was their first conference championship in 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, so to put it all together and to figure things out, it starts up front with the offensive line, and it's a healthy competition in the backfield. It's a healthy competition, but they all want to see each other do well. It's not just about one player, but it's a unique situation. We have multiple players every single game step up and do really well offensively.
So we saw Harvey later on in that first half AA really start to focus a little bit more on passing the football. Tonight in the game, junior quarterback Marquise Wise, 9 for 11 for 63 yards. Those 2 incompletions literally off the hands of his receivers in that first half. He, by all intents and purposes, should be 11 of 11 and possibly have a touchdown pass in there in that one deep throw we saw to Ish Jackson in that second quarter, that post route that was just out of his fingertips, in and out down that right sideline. But some moments in that first half for Harvey where we thought, hey, this is a turning point. What are they going to do? And unfortunately come up a little bit short. We saw the fumble in the first quarter, too, kind of result in Geneva the next play taking the ball down the field for a touchdown from Hayden Deemer again. I mean, just a tough ask when you make mistakes like that. You don't obviously do what you need to do and execute, and still expect to be in a game against a team like the Eagles, who are on another level right now.
And, when that happens, nobody reacts harder to those mistakes than the ones who make the mistakes. They're not, as much as we can sit here and, talk about it, and fans and the coaches, obviously, and the coaches will find a way to adjust and, fix up the mistakes. But those players, they've worked very hard, and, they take this personal. So when they make mistakes, you saw some frustration. When you see the big plays, give it up. You saw a bit of the frustration, and it's tough to be like, don't be upset, because they work hard for this, They want to make sure, and again, we talked about at the top, they're tired of being 5-5. They're tired of it. They're tired of having that mid. So they want to move forward. That kind of starts here. See how you look here in this half? Even if you don't come away with the W, put some points on the board and gain some momentum.
Well, Patrick McKinney going to kick it off for Geneva as Harvey tries to get a few answers to some tough questions that has been the Geneva defense as we move into the third quarter. Ball back going to be taken in by the Red Raiders. Good return, breaking left, getting down past the 30-yard line. Solid return for Harvey, that being number 28, Marshawn Sturdivant with the return. And all right, here we go. Wise and company going to head back out onto the field. He'll take that starting field position at your own 32.
And you talked about it before here, Kyle, like even at that final possession at the end of the half, they get the opportunity to start this half off to a hot start. Wonder if they are going to air it out on play number 1.
Wise in that pistol formation, and it will be a handoff. Bird up the middle, and kind of a mirror of that second quarter. We're just not a lot going on the run game after that hot start. They're going to give Burt maybe a yard on the play.
And credit to the front 7. Just right there, identifying what's going on and being proactive and fully getting to their spots. And again, you're spot on, Kyle, when you mentioned after the first few possessions, really since the second quarter, it's been this defense, Geneva's defense, clamping down and really taking full advantage of the looks that Harvey's presenting.
Wise going to line up in the shotgun, getting the play call from the sideline. Got to hurry up, though. There is still a play clock still out there.
This is a newer look. We have not seen this look.
Yeah, very spread here. 3 wide, top of your screen, far right of the quarterback, Wise, who is in that shotgun. Takes a snap, looks, immediate throw over. Looks like it was a screen, but it's intercepted. And that's going to be a pick 6. Luke Barbo, the quarterback, takes the other quarterback's pass for 6 points. Looked like it was a miscommunication on a screenplay AA, and Barbo takes it in for 6 of his own on defense.
It may have been a miscommunication, but Barbo, he did a phenomenal job reading what was coming, and he slipped through 2 defenders and owned that play and owned the interception.
Yeah, tough right there, and the defense now scoring some points for the Geneva Eagles. Now 41-0. That running clock's still going down here early in this third quarter. McKinney going to line out the extra point. That kick is up, and it is good. 42-0 the score here in Painesville, Ohio. Now looking to buy, sell, trade, or repair your ATVs and equipment? Look no further than Hobby Motorsports and Equipment. They offer top deals and expert repairs for all your motorsports needs. Whether you're upgrading or need a quick fix, their team's got you covered. Visit Facebook page, Hobby Motorsports and Equipment, or go to 7935 Euclid Chardon Road in Kirtland. Hobby Motorsports and Equipment, your trusted source for all things ATV and equipment. Also, if you're looking to break into the exciting world of broadcasting, film, or digital media, the Ohio Media School in Cleveland offering hands-on training in TV and radio broadcasting, audio production, sports broadcasting, and more. The real-world approach, taught by industry professionals, ensures you're job-ready in just 8 months. Located conveniently in Valley View, their Cleveland campus is your gateway to a rewarding career in media. Visit beonair.com to start your journey today. 42-0 the score, as the visiting Geneva Eagles return an interception, 38 yards for a touchdown. It's the quarterback, Luke Barbo, who used to running the ball and throwing it on the offensive side. Defensively known to be a good tackler, chase down guy. That time, great read, as AA mentioned before the score, and takes it in for 6.
Yeah, he did, and he owned it too. Just slipped right in and just bodied the offensive players who were trying to find their spots.
Hard kick there by McKinney, taken in at the 5-yard line, and against a host of white jerseys. Making a man miss, though. Good return. Flag coming in late. Looks like it may be a possible block in the back or a hold. Jackson made a man miss, but they could be going back even further. That flag went down at around the 10-yard line, and they are going to call a hold.
It's going to be against the Raiders.
Yeah, that's tough because, you're
CB
looking
radio.
for – yeah, that's very true. You're looking for positive plays, and, obviously this is a tough time and, or down, 42-0 with 8:30 to go and counting.
In this third quarter, yeah. And
yeah, in the third quarter, you almost wish you can.
A lot of football left here. And, well, again, you get the reps. You get the plays and the opportunities.
Well, you just need one good drive. Honestly, just one good drive just to at least build some kind of confidence, build something, get something positive going into tomorrow and next week.
Now, we did see one attempt downfield from Harvey, and that was that deep pass that Jackson just bobbled. That was a huge play. But other than that, it's been a lot of the short passing, and Geneva just read it. First down, handoff, trying to break back up the middle. Big hit on the inside by Pete. Laying the boom on Goins, who got the carry. Remember, he had 6 catches in the first half for 40 yards. Goins was getting things going, no pun intended. That time, not much going on with Pete back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, he slipped when he tried to take that big step to turn up, and that slowed him down, and defense was there. So even when there are opportunities to get the big play.
It's tough to turn up when there's someone else in your garden, and Pete was there.
Yeah. Needs more water.
2nd down and 10. Handoff on the right side, and just not anything going on again with this run game. Is Burt with his 14th carry. He's only got 31 yards on the game to show for it. We carried the ball 22, 23 times last week. Had over 120 yards on the ground. Saw some success against that Rocky River defense despite the scoreboard showing 35-13. But today, Geneva really making it a point to stop Burt after that first drive.
Yeah, and they're obviously doing a standout job of those facets.
So the ball's inside the 5-yard line for Harvey. Wise in the shotgun, 2 spread wide right, 1 wide left. Looking pass, quick pass to the outside. That ball going to be incomplete, out of the reach of his receiver, looking for Hull. And that's going to result in a 4th down, and the punt unit going to head back onto the field. We've seen a couple of these so far early in the season, Double-A. Punts from inside your own 5-yard line are probably one of the more scary things you could do in football in general.
They are, and they have not resulted well, and you know the teams that we've seen have brought it all out. I will mention real quick on the previous play, I thought that was a good decision as far as the pass. You know, you don't want to throw it ahead. There were 2 defenders there that could have picked it off, so at least either your receiver's going to get it or nobody gets it, and at least get a punting situation. But this is dangerous. You're right, Kyle.
Well, he is. Punt going to get away. Not a lot of pressure that time. High arcing punt that's going to come down at around the 30-yard line. Again, taking a Harvey bounce, but it stops dead at about the 34-yard line of the Red Raiders, and that's where Geneva will take back over. Are we going to see the starters back out there with 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter, up 42-0? Coach Shimsky going to keep us on pins and needles here until the last possible second. But I see Pete in there. We see Proy.
Yeah, let's look at this huddle. Let's see who comes out, because
see Stamper in there as well, the tight end.
You know, and maybe just look at the time. I mean, 5:20, third quarter. Maybe one more drive. This is a short field too. They're going to come out at what, the 33 yard line.
Yeah, right there.
So it's a short possession. Get one more, perhaps, drive with all your ones. And if you get this into the end zone, maybe that'll be good enough for the night.
And we'll see. And as, again, they take over on the opposing 33-yard line. Hand off around the edge. Deemer trying to break through. Great job on the tackle. And that looked like that was big number 81 for Harvey. Manny Torre getting the tackle there.
Torre did a great job identifying where he needed to go and having a commanding tackle, owning the spot. And he has the size to do it, too.
I think that was one of the first times we've seen Geneva go backwards on a run play today.
We haven't seen it much, and but it happened there. And again, talking about momentum, positive plays. If you're Harvey, that's what you want.
2nd down and 13, 4:10 to go in this third quarter. Handoff right side. Again, just Deemer trying to push through, getting back to the 30-yard line before he gets knocked down. So he gets the yards back and a few more.
But a better job of containment compared to what we have seen thus far in this game. But it's so tough when the lineman for Geneva has been really, really getting out there with speed on the perimeter all game long.
Been dominant out there on the offensive line. Jacob Clemens, Jamil Douglas, Chase Cinco, Connor Brenneman, Mason Lomas. Starting line for this Geneva Eagles team. A couple seniors in there. Handoff left side. Great defense there by Harvey to stop Proy short. 4th down coming up for Geneva. First time in the game they've had to face a 4th down.
Brings up a 4th and 8 for the Eagles. Tackle by number 4, Jeremiah Robbie.
Jeremiah Robbie with the tackle there. Sophomore linebacker number 4 getting some action.
And again, and if you're new watching, high school football, and you wonder like, man, they should kick the field goal. We don't know the ranges of the field goal kickers.
Well, we've seen Patrick McKinney boot that ball pretty far, but again, when you're up 42-0, you want to just keep the possession here and maybe try and move it. Barbo going to pass over the top. It is caught, breaking through left side, going the distance. Hayden Deemer, touchdown. 31 yards for the score. Little pop pass from Barbo, who we mentioned on the official roster. Technically, he's listed as a quarterback. He's a running back, but throws a touchdown pass.
And we joked. We was like, well, that used to mean back in the day, ATH.
The old athlete.
But that's a compliment. I mean, to be able to be utilized all over the football field, man.
Barbo throws a 31-yard touchdown pass on a jump pass near the line of scrimmage. Extra point is up, and it is good. That clock, 2 minutes and counting. 49-0 to score here as the third quarter winds down. The visiting Geneva Eagles taking it to the Harvey Red Raiders here on CVC TV. Also want to give thanks to our presenting sponsor of the program, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. It's Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. They do everything from dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. And hey, thank you for all your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and, of course, here with us on CVC TV. Pete's hilarious, by the way.
No, he's right.
Hope he's doing well at home. Pete not feeling well tonight. He put Double A in as the you're the Emmanuel Class A of this operation. You're the closer, man. You had to come in.
Unbelievable. Our buddy Jim Wagner, this would be his top game.
Yeah. Also his plans. He's got things going on. Jim. Normally
now,
both him and Peter here.
Watch this shot here. I would not be allowed to do this if Pete was here.
Okay.
Watch this.
Oh, whoa. Oh, my goodness. Starting a fire up in the press box. Pete's at his home, and Matter just shaking his head right now.
I think he's going to pick up the equipment himself.
He will suddenly show up in the fourth quarter, and Double A will not be doing this job anymore.
That's right. I'll show you one more after this play, after this kickoff. I'll show you one more.
As the kickoff is coming from McKinney, he boots that ball deep over the heads and into the end zone for a touchback. As the clock continues to tick down.
Now, watch this before the next possession starts. Watch.
Another one. Whoa. Easy.
Okay, all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
That's it.
Give the fans vertigo. Didn't know it was a square as we end the third quarter with this running clock going into the fourth. 49-0 to score. Geneva on top of Harvey here on CVC TV. And listen, all editing magic aside, the crowd still for this game, we see them obviously get taken out of it early with what Geneva was able to do, but still showing up for the home team tonight. Tough for Harvey. Back-to-back home games to open the season. We talked about tough starts to the year for the Red Raiders. One of the reasons why they haven't been able to get over that 500 mark is because they start 0-2, 0-3, get into the conference schedule, really pick things up and start winning some games, usually finish in the top 2 or 3 in the conference in the CVC. But just can't seem to get it done at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, it looks like more of the same tonight.
Well, yeah, and again, on the blueprint of things, at least, look, this is a CVC crossover game, so it doesn't technically count in the standings.
Right.
But, yeah, you do make that point that, load up the schedule. But, hey, I mean, you kind of see it, on both ends. Do you load up the schedule, kind of build that tough competition, and it leads to a stronger season? It's a philosophy well talked about.
Wise going to pitch out to the right. And carry on the right side.
That was a good run.
Yeah, that's Marshawn Studevant, who's going to start getting some work here for Harvey. Good carry and a first down. After that touchback, you'll take that. And again, positive plays, trying to build some momentum for the future weeks upcoming. Harvey's got a favorable schedule, trying to find some room to breathe here and get some points on the board before it's all said and done.
And they're speeding things up right now, too.
A pass out to the left side. That one is caught, breaking through for a gain of about 5 to 6 yards. Solid throw and catch.
Pete also just telling us, thank goodness there's no star wipe.
And
The old Bob Barker
star wipe.
transition.
Yeah, that's only the second catch of the game for Trent Hall. He's been held in check. Really impressive job by Geneva. This kid had 100 yards and a touchdown last week against a tough Rocky River team, but tonight only 2 catches for 12 yards for Hall. Carry out the middle. Big run for Studevant. He runs into his own man and gets forward. Another first down for Studevant.
Yeah, you almost wonder if he wasn't there, his own teammate was just stumbling into that. And that's teammate's fault, nobody's fault. But you just wonder, man, he would have had that big play. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, from the majority of this game, the front seven, the defensive line, the linebackers, in this defense, they have really, really made things happen.
Just got the star wipe text again. I think Pete's a little delusional at first down. Going to hand off across the field. There's Hull. He gets a touch. Going right side, he breaks through. Hull past the 35, down near the 30-yard line. Trent Hall, quiet, catching the ball, but a solid run of about 17.
And I love the approach to this possession. I love the approach by Painesville Harvey. Let's speed this up. Sense of urgency here. Let's get some points on the board. And, again, I love how they're approaching this drive.
Pride thing definitely at home. Don't want to get shut out on your home field. Never want to. As Wise in that pistol formation. Studevant behind him. And he'll get the carry again. Off the middle. Breaking back right side. Studevant lowering that shoulder. Spun down near the 20-yard line. Flag comes in late. If it stands, it's a 13-yard run. We'll see what happened on the back end of that play. Studevant slow to get up as well.
It was a physical run.
It looks like they may place the ball, then give us the ruling on what this was. I think
Face mask against the Eagles.
that's going to be against Geneva. So face mask, that's going to move that ball forward even more. So count the run for Studevant, who's been a breath of fresh air on this this drive. 3 carries, 35 yards, and that ball going to get placed all the way down at the 10-yard line. And with that, a quick official timeout. With that, AA will tell you one more time about our presenting sponsor for CVC TV. Of course, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Yeah, we know them. We love them. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. If you're wondering what their specialties are, I can tell you. They include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and even trauma reconstruction. Now, do yourself a favor, and for all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That's www.ohsurgery.com. And hey, you know what? Thank you for all your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and us here at CVC TV.
Yeah, and again, great to see Commissioner Don Lewis yesterday over at Burden, Great Lakes Cheese Field. Got a chance to stadium. We got a chance to talk to him before the game. His usual humor.
Eventually, at some point, I know we talked about ice cream with him, but I feel like we need to get cheese at Great Lakes Cheese Stadium. I feel like if it's in the name, you kind of have to come through with that.
There has to be some kind of competition with, like, running cheese going up and down.
Well, driving into the stadium, too, last night, I drove past Great Lakes Cheese, the actual building where they have the company. And
it was a happening time over there last night.
It was.
This entire weekend.
Yeah, Geauga County Fair going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right down the street from here in Painesville, the Lake County Fair.
You can't miss at this point. Sounds like we're just making plans for after the game at
We
this
really
point.
are. They still, I don't know why I did not stop at the Geauga County Fair.
You told me you were going to get that funnel cake.
I was going to.
I believed you.
I was told they ran out.
No, they called me naive. AA found out you had to buy a ticket to get in, and he decided to leave.
Oh, man. Well, it was crazy. It was like, could I walk across the lots to get in? But
theoretically, you probably could have.
I could have.
I mean, it depends on how honest you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it was some decent parking available.
But when you don't see your wristband on you know what's going on.
And the thing is, you could smell it, too. Like, coming in, like, leaving the stadium last night.
It's the kind of smell that smells smelly.
It was some good snacks. But I'll be making my way to to the Geauga County Fair. I believe Sunday we'll be heading there.
That's good. You and your lovely fiance.
Yeah, we'll be there. Her brother, Matthew, his birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday, Matthew.
Yeah, his birthday's today, and he's home and be going with their family on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Should be a great time. They didn't like the Cuyahoga County, or she did not like the Cuyahoga County Fair.
I didn't go this year. I think it was August, right? Like early August, mid-August, something like that. Yeah. I know we're still technically in August for another day, but
yeah.
By the way, the reason for this timeout, too, so everyone knows, injury on the field is number 28. Again, Marshawn Studevant, who had a couple big carries on this past drive, still crawling away at the end of that possession, and trainers working on him down on the sideline near the bottom of your TV screen, of course.
Yeah.
Hoping he is going to be okay and able to get off under his own power.
Yeah, they are.
But if you're wondering why there's so much fair talk going on now, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. You know what? Let's take a quick break. Come back in just a moment.
You bet.
Do you want to learn how to be a producer, DJ, on-air talent, or influencer? Visit beonair.com and discover a media school that's changing the game. We have 7 campuses across the country, and you can graduate in as little as 8 months. No math or English classes here, just classes that interest you and give you hands-on experience with real-world professionals in the media industry. And there's financial aid available for those who qualify. Stop sleepwalking through life. Show up for your dreams. Visit beonair.com and take the free career assessment. beonair.com.
Back in here with 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the ball game. Geneva and Harvey. Geneva up 49-0. Harvey driving. There was an injury on the field, and number 28, Marshawn Studevant, was able to get off the field under his own power. Great to see that. Now Marquise Wise and company going to try and push through and get some points on the board. They're on the 10-yard line of the Eagles. We'll call it 1st and goal. Wise in that shotgun. Now look to the left. He fakes the pass, looking back over the middle under pressure. Wise rolling, throwing, end zone, tipped it, almost intercepted. Boy, I'll tell you what. 12 right there. That's Owen Davis, the sophomore, had an interception right in his hands, couldn't bring it down.
Yeah, it's tough, but you know what? He made a great play, though, just being in the right position, batting the ball down, and I know, he want the interception, but did a great job.
And the weak side of that play, too, double A, and the far side for you, for the folks watching at home, there was an open receiver that did a slant pattern, cross route back into the end zone. But when you're rolling away from that play, hard to see.
Yeah, very tough, very tough. And he had a pump fake, too, but rolled the opposite way.
Handoff left side. Maybe 2-3 yards on the carry. Jatavion Drummer with the carry, number 27.
Again, if you're Harvey, your goal here is this 3rd and goal coming up. You got 2 more plays to get into that end zone and perhaps, 1 or 2 more possessions to do so. You haven't been this close, I don't think, the entire game. So really, work your way in there. You got 2 plays to do it.
The late substitution coming in is Javon Lewis will check in and be on the right hip of Wise. 3rd down.
Breeze too.
Yeah, feeling that. Throwing end zone. Touchdown. And the lights go on and off here too. How about that? Touchdown pass to Chase Goins, his 7th catch, and it ends up being for 6.
The light show's incredible. We've been waiting to see it. But it finally happens, and Harvey's finally able to get points on the board. And it started with a possession where, hey, we need to operate a bit quicker than we have been, and quicker sense of urgency. And they've done so. They got points on the board.
First 6 of the game for the Red Raiders. 49-6 to score with 7 minutes to go. And again, important, a pride thing too at home. Don't want to get shut out, no matter the opponent.
Yeah, send the crowd will send them happy.
I didn't know the Lights could do that here. It's impressive. Giselle Moreno kick is good. 49-7 to score, 6:40 to go in the ball game. The Red Raiders put some points on that beautiful scoreboard to the north of us. Next week, here on CVC TV, well, it could possibly be another chance to see a Game of the Year candidate. as we run it back from last season. Kirtland and Perry go head-to-head. Remember the game last year? Perry breaking Kirtland's massive home winning streak in the regular and postseason. And now Kirtland, the Hornets, going back to Perry on the road to try and show there were some hard feelings involved from that game.
2 defending state champions about to take the field a week from tonight. It might be it's one of the biggest games this conference has ever seen. And I'll tell you what, Kirtland took that loss last year very, very personally. And Perry used their win last year to really carry things over to a state championship. And we cannot wait to bring that to you next week here on CVC TV. One of the biggest games in high school football all season long, and we'll have it for you next week.
Be one of the 14,000 broadcast teams at the game next week because it's popular. A lot of people want to see it. Rematch, AA mentioned 2 teams that went all the way last season. Kickoff back now for Geneva. Taken at the 25-yard line, cutting through, down on the knee at the 30. And that was Ricky DePetta, who, smart play, just get down to the 30, let that clock continue to run, bring the offense back out now. I'd imagine we'd see some subs in, some second-string guys.
I would imagine too, Kyle. That
and you see Pete and Deaver out there on special teams, and you can't help but get a little nervous.
I know. But, is sometimes even because of the size of the teams, even when you are not playing offensively or defensively, you still got to be out there, your special teams unit.
Sometimes you still have to just do what you got to do here. There is the second unit that will jog onto the field for the visitors and the Eagles. With this win, they're going to improve to 2-0 on the season. Harvey's going to be licking their wounds. They're going to fall to 0-2 after tonight's contest.
But I think they learned something from that drive, their previous drive. Let's see how they lock in defensively.
Handoff right side, 13 on the run now. Solid carry there for Brody Ham, the sophomore running back. First down run for Geneva. Gain of 12. And by the way, number 18 in the game now at quarterback for Geneva. That's Nate Hutchins, who is actually listed as quarterback on the roster. So that's always a bonus. Luke Barbeau does a little bit of everything. End around handoff. Another big run for Geneva and another first down past midfield. That's number 16 out there, Joseph Pecor.
And again, credit to Geneva all game long. First unit, second unit. When the receivers are asked to motion and become the lead blocker on a motion play, they've given it their all in doing so.
And the receivers also, when they get put in motion and get the ball, they've been able to make big plays. We saw Deemer score his first touchdown on one of those pseudo end-around handoff type moves.
Mm-hmm.
And under 3 minutes to go in the ball game, Geneva. One to keep running it through, handoff. Short side, big run. Back down, flag coming in late. That was Elliot Salgado with the carry. And that's in the area of holding. We'll see what it is, and it is against Geneva. So they'll move that ball back 10 yards from the spot of the foul and replay first down.
But I'll tell you what, though, a very, very good win for Geneva. 2.5 minutes away from becoming official, but very, very good win for them. And, sometimes, you're trying to get to that next step in the playoffs. How do you run it back how do you stay motivated in week 3 and week 4 and week 5? That's their next challenge, though, right now, is getting better in these weeks so they'll be prepared for that postseason run.
And there's expected to be one again with the Eagles. Pitch to the outside, taken in. And there's Salgado again with the carry.
And I'll mention this, too, here with Geneva. It's awesome that, the Chagrin Valley Conference got 2 teams in the state championship. Won the state championship with Kirtland, obviously, and then Perry stepping in. But if you always wonder who's going to be that third team that can go deep, that can go to a state Final Four, Geneva could be that team. And
Well, there's a team over in Madison that would maybe have something to say about that. When it
Maybe.
comes down. We have that game circled in Week 9 to watch out for. Hand off inside. A solid carry.
The ball carrier.
And there.
probably think we got, 2 plays left here? We've got a minute 6 and counting.
Yep. As that clock continues to roll down, and getting a big bonus for Geneva to get another big win on the road here at Harvey. And Harvey, 2 home games to start the season, hoping to start off on the right track after a couple years of struggling to start the year, and just unfortunately wrong place, wrong time for a team that clicked on all cylinders.
But hey, mad respect. I have nothing but respect for teams who decide to, to load up their schedule and face tough competition. You get in the playoffs, you'll be ready.
And hand off right side. Pecor takes that, and it's going to be a couple of yards short. That should, I think, be the last play if they want it to be.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I do not know who's the player of the game is going to be. It's honestly going to come down to the stats.
And the sad part is, after that touchdown,
oh, are you kidding me?
after the touchdown catch from Deemer, it's tough, man. We might have to go co-player of the game. That's going to be the final, folks. The clock hits 0, 49-7 to score. The visiting Geneva Eagles come into Painesville and take down the Red Raiders of Harvey. We're going to call it co-players of the game tonight.
We'll do it.
CVC TV, Hayden Deemer and Bryce Pete. First, Deemer, what a game. 5 carries, 97 yards, and 2 scores. Also had a 31-yard receiving touchdown.
Amazing.
As well as some great plays on defense. Bryce Pete had the other catch, a 14-yard catch, but he also had 159 yards on the ground on just 6 carries for 3 touchdowns. Double A, your final thoughts on the game tonight?
First off, for Geneva, as we mentioned before, just their ability to really make things happen. Not just offensively. I was really impressed with how they attacked defensively. And I will say it's one of those games where their safeties didn't have to do much. So it's one of those dangerous games if you're a safety. But the front 7, identifying where they needed to go, and you realize immediately, their quickness, and it really showed. And as you mentioned with the stats and the co-players of the game, and the backfield is just – they're full of studs, and as long as they can stay healthy, they're a dangerous team. And for Harvey, this is a good experience. Good reps, good experience. I really like how, this game could have easily been a shutout. That last drive that they had, sense of urgency, got right down the field and scored, and they did a good job. The first quarter, they were able to run the football well, Kyle, but after those big scores, it got away very, very quickly from them, and you got the end result that you do, 49-7.
And that is the final score of tonight's ball game here from Jack Britt Memorial Stadium in Painesville, Ohio. Don't forget, next week could possibly be the game of the year on CVC TV. Kirtland visiting Perry right here on TruGreenValleyConference.com. Of course, I want to thank everyone who made this game possible for us, all of our sponsors. That includes the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Also want to thank Taz Tree Service, Sewer Cleaning Company, R&T Fence, Air Quality Control Heating and Cooling, Greenie Sports Guards, Woodlake Realty, Hobby Motorsports, Ohio Media School, and Alpha Animal Removal, our new home. Appreciate them as well for helping us out. For Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alford, the crew on hand today, and for Pete and Jim at home. They need some time. Both guys feeling a little under the weather. Appreciate you guys. Hope we get you back next week for what's sure to be a big game. We say goodnight from Painesville, Ohio. Again, the final score, 49-7. Geneva